Greetings, welcome. We are live, 5 Play Friday. Good to see everybody in the chat. Fantastic. We are at a great part of the basketball season. League season is upon us. Let me slide over here just a bit. Hope everyone is doing well. Got physical health, mental health. So critical for basketball officials, I'll tell you that much. Whew. We got a busy day ahead, but we have time to look at plays. Look at all the things. Who got their favorite Christmas present? Come on. My wee grandson. Actually, he's in severe competition with my other favorite present. It's a battle. Which do you think is a better Christmas present for Greg? Charlie on a mug or the sad trombone? Let me know in the chat. Uh-oh, we've got some play discussion that I don't see the beginning of. So good luck on that. Good morning, Richard Masterson. Good to see you. Rhode Island. You are what percentage of the Rhode Island officials? We always want to know. I don't understand, but that's not uncommon. That's not uncommon. Good morning, Warren. Warren, how are you? That may be my middle name, Warren. Good to see you. Go Green, Adam. Hope all is well. Yeah, I know there's got to be some snowouts going on in the middle of the country, especially Missouri and what have you. Man, that must just create so much pressure later in the season when they got to fit these games in. Tough. Jason, we did not use your flop play today. We may not, because the video's such a bad angle. Come on, man. What's the best case scenario for plays? Are high quality video, open look on the play, clock inset, that's a plus. That's a plus. Good morning, Tom from Milwaukee. Good to see you. Good to see you. Frequent flyer, Mark Asmussen. Frequent flyer. Good to see you. Darwin, good to see you. Hope you're well as well. Here in Northern California, just not an issue. We've had beautiful weather. We are enjoying a tremendous week of warm weather and what have you, and obviously tragedy in the southern part of the state. Mike, cold? What? In sunny Florida? For once you don't come in taunting with well, I guess I just did. Oh, Darwin, late with the go blue. Go green, go blue. Go green, go blue. Put your ruling in the chat. Billy, it is a jump ball violation. This is Nerdsville, man. This is rules Nerdsville. It's obviously a violation, such as a kicking violation, etc. I don't think we consider that player control by rule in terms of adjudicating who's going to Yeah. But I'm not going to spend any time thinking about it. I have limited brain cell capacity this morning. I got plays. I got a busy agenda after the show, so I'm moving forward. Hey, Mike, good to see you. Good to see you. Hey, Mike. So when you sent me the play, our fifth play today, impossible contact by a player, and I saw the throw-in violation that preceded it, and my first thought was, "Oh man, we missed that." But I just watched it again. I don't think we did. I don't think we did. Good morning, Joe. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Here comes trouble. That's awesome, Joe. That's tremendous. Don't screw it up, okay? And call it both ways, would you? Hopefully you have a great partner and you do the best thing for the game. Why not trust your training? And it's really one of the things that sometimes sub-varsity officials don't fully understand is that varsity games can be so much easier than JV games or freshman games where the kids don't know how to play and don't know they're not in the know, right? Varsity kids have been playing for a long time. They know how the game goes. Everybody knows how the game goes, etc. It flows easier as a result. The players are more skilled, which always helps in the whole equation. It doesn't mean your first varsity game is going to be between two skilled teams. That's always a caveat. Sometimes assigners will give early varsity games to a game that's not competitive, right? A game that's expected to be 72-40, right? So that there's less pressure. We don't have to make any game deciding decisions. That's often a strategy from assigners. I'll put him on this varsity game, right? Get a chance to do all the things, etc. But this is not a league game between two crosstown rivals, for number one in the league. Just a difference there. But good luck. Oh, sorry, Tom. Sorry. I might have screwed that up. Good morning, Patrick. Hope all is well. In Beantown area? No, wait, New Hampshire? Celtics fan, New Hampshire. Allentown. Devin, good to see you. Some would say, Billy, last week was my best work of the season. Of course, we took a week off so that we could rec and re-ate, get prepared. Of course, league season around here has started. Games ratchet up, competitive, intensity, different. It's important for tournament games. We've sort of passed the tournament season. For tournament games, right? We're like one and done in the tournament, essentially in terms of possibly winning a championship of the tournament. And so those are obviously really critical. But by now we should have shaken off all the rust, be comfortable with new rules and implementation of those, etc. Al, what do we got? We got Go Blue, right? As I recall, Joe Del Colo. Good to see you, Joe. Snowed in South Carolina. My wee grandson is out in the snow. Oh, I can't take it. We are living. That was like 71 degrees yesterday in the Bay Area, sunny. I am sorry to taunt. I am sorry. Jack, good to see you. Michael Myers he always sends me a play at 5:30 in the morning on Friday. But we do have it. Because I got to curate the plays. It's, so they fit on the screen right. So when I get a play, I can't just play it. I have to make sure that it's 1920 by 1080. Otherwise, it shrinks down on the screen and things get all goofed up. I mean, this elite production that we produce here, right? I have to curate the plays. But I did it. Good morning, Ron Frazier. Uh-oh. Zooch. Got a big ofer. Got a goose egg. Man, that is such not a thing around here. We would never, well, I suppose, like you're in Southern California, currently here in California, you could have a situation where Um, you could have a last second cancellation due to air quality. I know they have a playoff game down there. Be a factor potentially. Football playoffs. Oh, excellent. The votes are coming in. Charlie. Okay, trombone. Here's the result. This is. It's sad trombones for the sad trombone. Wait a minute. I have some. I have another sad trombone. Where is it? I can't find it. Can't find it. Yes, definitely, Al. Got it. Oh, I didn't realize you were in South Carolina, Keith. That's awesome. Snowy South Carolina, I understand. Randy from snowy Chicago. Awesome. Larry. Everybody's in the snow, man. Ouch. Mm. So what is it? Hey, Jack. Got it. Hey, Kevin. Good to see you in the chat. Okay. All right. It can happen. Gregory Handy. I know it's cold up there. Ooh, there's a case play regarding the catching of the ball? Interesting. Oh, go Bucks. Good to see you, Slim. Or Mike. Yeah, I suppose, though, up in Humboldt, Kevin, they are going two-person for that varsity game. In California, two-person, three-person, like many parts of the country, let me put it that way. The concept of doing a varsity game with two-person is extremely foreign. Here in California, that's not necessarily the case. Probably in the two associations locally here, 80% of the games two-person varsity games. That's my estimate, and I'm sticking to it. Yeah, that's the challenge. Yeah, that'd be great. Well, of course, then the challenge is I'm moving from two-person to three-person, right? Moving from sub-varsity to varsity. Have I been trained? Am I ready? Am I going to be thinking most about like positioning and what I'm supposed to be looking at and whose call is it and et cetera, as opposed to officiating the game? So there's challenges. There's challenges all the way across. Hey, Brian, good to see you. Oh, I'm so much better. So much better. That was really a tough stretch for me. Usually I'll get a cold. It lingers in the chest week, 10 days, and, uh, maybe it affects my voice, maybe it doesn't. That stretch was tough. Tough. Huh. Okay, Montana spared from the snow. Good morning, Kamali. Good to see you. Very tough, William. Very tough because your partner has made a ruling of a foul, right? This is going to be the hardest thing to correct. We can't really correct it, right? We can't go to him and say, "Partner, I had a clean look. There was no body contact. That's not a foul." We don't have that opportunity, right? We can fix so many things where the ball was touched last, going out of bounds, back court, um, no team control, etc. When your partner makes a foul ruling, that's pretty much in the barn, you know, and you just got to eat it, and that's going to happen. That's going to happen. Your partners are going to make calls, and that is not a foul. They ruled it a foul. That is, that they guessed, etc. So that is just part of the game, learning to manage that, right? So you can have a discussion with that partner later and say, that play to the basket was my play. I had an open look on the play, and I know there was definitely no body contact, right? Let's focus on what we talked about in our pregame, right? Always lay the groundwork for coverage in the pregame, and then if you get a deviation from that, we could talk about that. If we haven't talked about it, then then we're sort of like, normally I would consider that my play, et cetera, et cetera. So, lessons to be learned, William. Lessons to be learned. Okay. Oh, really? That's tremendous. That's tremendous. How are you feeling about your three-person mechanics? South Carolina is dominating in the chat. I love it. I love it. Here's to South Carolina residents. Oh. I don't know what that is. Okay. All right. Well, I'm going to get started here. I have got to make a quick exit at the end of the show. 7:22. We better get on it. Plays. 5. Stick around. Hey, everybody. Welcome back. 5 Play Friday. The calendar has turned. We're now in January. League season intensity ratchets up. We've had a chance to shake off all the rust from the preseason, from the tournament season. We're into league season. We have to be at our best, and we have to be ready for things that occur on the court. Of course, here at 5 Play Friday, we like to look at plays so that we can get better. Greetings, everyone. My name is Greg Austin with The Better Official. We craft video to make basketball officials better so they can take control of their officiating career. And we're going to get started today on the show with a You Make the Call play. Possible block charge. What do you have on play number 1? Blocking foul ruled by our calling official. What do you have on this sudden block charge play in the lane? Put your ruling down in the chat and make sure to stick around to the end of the show where we'll look at all of the things on play number 1. All right? We go to next. Why is that doing that? Hold on. Hey, back at the start of the show, we had that block charge play. Let's take a look back at play number 1. All right, block charge play out of the blue, right? That's an important part of this play is the ball's deflected. It's bouncing in no man's land between multiple players. One player lunges for it, grabs it. Our defender is bowled over. Does this play need a whistle? Does the play need a whistle from the center official? Do we have a cadence whistle? All of the things come into play. So let's take a look at the play. Right? Ball's deflected. We have a lunging player, a defender. Do they have legal guarding position on this play? does the whistle come from the correct official, right? Our center official seems to pause, no whistle from other officials, and makes a definitive ruling of a blocking foul, right? Oftentimes in sudden block charge plays, right, we're going to go with our default, right? All officials basically have a default. Are you going to be a block official, right? When in doubt, call a block. Or are you going to be, when in doubt, call a charge? It's 50-50. What do you lean on, right? This is definitely a thing, right? So on this play, let's take a look. Right, let's start at the beginning of the play, right? First of all, we have a double team over here. We have two defenders, and we have a trail official who's not in the play. Okay? Right, we could talk about positioning on this play. Our lead official is lane line extended. If you know my opinion, this is the worst place in the world to officiate from, right? As lead in 3-person, right? Minimum be out here on the G to mirror the basketball. Who's going to, right? To mirror the basketball when it was here. And when the ball goes into the post, then we have a great look here. But the ball hits a defensive player in the chest, and it's bouncing here, right? Let's evaluate what the defender does. We always have to do that in block charge scenarios. This player has 2 feet on the floor facing the opponent. They're not actually in a guarding position yet because our player doesn't even have the ball yet. Do we have 2 feet on the floor facing the opponent? Yes. Yes, we have LGP, easy peasy. And then there's, right, then there's a movement of 1 foot towards the other. This player stays vertical and is plowed over. One more look. Yeah. I've got a legal defender on that play. That's me. I'm going to go here. Hold on just a second. That's me. This is a play, though, just recognize it for what it is. It comes out of the blue. It comes out of the blue. We can't anticipate this play, right? And we're going to, in the absence of a whistle by other officials, going to put a whistle on the play. Just recognize, that play needs a whistle. Based on the information I have, that's what, I have no issue with the call itself. In my judgment, the defender was legal, but on a sudden block charge play like this, yeah, you can get that. What do you think of this play? I know that we're going to have a vast difference of opinion here. Well, Billy, all that is required is that they are predominantly black shoes. Keith has player control, Ron has a block. That's going to be the theme of this play. Jeffrey's got a block. Block. She steps forward. So this is a fascinating concept to me. Officials judging this player to step forward. Let's take a look at what we have here. Watch the feet. Right? Before she goes airborne, she's not moving forward. Right? The foot's on the floor. She's not moving forward, right? Yeah, it's a banger. It's a banger. You could tell a lot about officials on this play, like what their default is. I really believe that, right? Sudden block charge, have to put a whistle. What do you have, etc. Mike's got player. Joe's got player. Rockford has player. Jordan A to B. Okay. Yeah, the sliding motion, though, is just firming up to her left foot. Well, like I say, but another official is going to tell you a block is a block, a charge is a charge, and everything else is a block, right? That's what's so fascinating about this kind of play. Stephanie's got player. Jesse's got block. Is that a factor? Feet are not moving. Foot is moving. I love it. I love it. Yes. Yeah. Yeah. Well, if we have a similar play, obviously, Jason, we don't want to go matchy on things that aren't similar. I guess my takeaway on this play is just understand you have a default. What's my default? Charge. That's my default. If I am 50-50, unsure, don't have previous matchy or anything, there's nothing in the bank, 50-50 play, there we go. That's me. But I recognize that, right? We just have to recognize ourselves. Now, one of the things, of course, about this play is positioning. And so I failed to look at that, and I wanted to look at that. So let me go right here and right here and talk about positioning on the play, right? So first of all, when our trail has this matchup, we do not expect to see them on the screen, right? But when the ball goes into the post, our trail official needs to step down and step down again, right? And be at the 28-foot mark for this play. Who would have the best look at this play? Our lead certainly has a great look at this play, but we would expect our trail to be able to see between, did she move forward, etc. We want to be in position for plays even that happen suddenly. And so one of the keys to doing that is have habits and fundamentals to automatically move into position, right? So it'll be a theme of today's show is positioning of officials. We'd certainly want to see the trail official here on this play. Yeah, we would. Okay, all right. I'm going to turn that off. Yeah. So, I mean, but also a key here is it's easy for us to look at it and make a judgment in slow motion and this, that, and the other thing. This happens in the middle of the lane. You got to have a whistle. You're going to put a whistle. It's going to be your instinct a lot of times. Well, you could say that about both the center and the lead, and that's sort of the point of the trail being not necessarily in position to make the call, right? Darwin's got a block. All right, that is all good. That is all good, but we're moving on. Live stream viewers to play number 2. Yeah, that's a foul. All right, so we are 80 seconds into a game, right? As we always like to say, are we engaged? Are we settled? Are we doing what we need to do on a play like this? When you have a sudden steal, especially in front of the trail official, they're naturally not going to be able to beat this play to the end line. So let's look at the positioning of our officials on this play, right? We have to make a decision as lead here. I'm going to pull up here to get an open look as this player goes to the basket, or I'm going to beat this play to the end line. When you know you're not going to beat the play to the end line, you have to find the open look on the play, right? Also, as a crew member, as a center official on this play, you have to recognize your lead official is in Shitsville. That's the bottom line. They have no position on this play. You are responsible for getting where you need to get to view this play as best you can. You got to bust, right? We got a player go up, head contact, hits their head pretty hard on the floor. I would check on this player after the fact. Our center official is just not there. Our lead official is blocked on the play, right? So what can we learn? What can we learn? As lead, you're beaten. It's going to happen in the game. You just got to own that fact, and you have to find an open look. You have to fight for it, right? You have to make decisions, and sometimes your decision may be wrong, right? But you have to recognize as center, if your lead is in trouble position-wise, let's say they've fallen down or whatever, or they're just not, they are beaten on the play, you've got to fight harder as center official on a play like this so that we can get the call right, or at least have a look on this play, right? This is an obvious foul, and we need a look on obvious fouls. And when we go back and see, well, there's a situation in the game where there was this obvious foul, sometimes when it happens when it's unofficiated, where the officials are just not looking, they're looking at something else. There's nothing else on this play. We have got to be in position to make a ruling on this play. That's my opinion. Whew. Okay, Keith. Yeah, yeah. The actions of the head. Let's see, where am I? Right, so we've got blue 2 jumping in. Into the path. That is illegal contact. Definitely have a head throw, and blue contacts his arm. His feet are on the floor, and then his feet go out. I don't think he slipped. Was he responding to Blue's contact, Blue 2? What does Blue 3 from behind do? I don't know, man. I'm not sure now. I wish I had a better view of this play. Even though we have a good angle, it's still hard to tell exactly what happens. I don't think he slipped, Ron. I think, it could be. It could be some head throw caused his feet to go. Man, he hit his head hard. The chance of snow is significant. Yeah. Yeah, you have to make decisions. That's the thing, Jordan. You have to make a decision and you have to fight, right? And sometimes the decision you make, right, like let's say at the last minute, our player, instead of going all the way towards the end line, then I've pulled up and then he like does a Euro or something and comes back and completely obscures me from the play. Hey, Joe, good to see you. Thank you. Yeah, yeah, I know. I've been there. I don't know. I'm not sure. I'm not sure anymore. I mean, it seems like he pulls his head back, but then his hand is not where it would be if that was the case. I don't know if he grabbed his shoulder. I don't know. Hmm. Good morning, David. That was an interesting play. I, when I first saw it, it's like I can't tell what happened. And then I was sure. No, I see what happened. Now I'm not so sure. Ay, ay, ay. Living the life. I am living the life. But we're moving forward. We have to move forward. I got to get out of here today. We're looking at plays. Okay, last second play. We're down. Team's down by 4. Again, we're talking about positioning on plays. We're talking about, as always, end of game situations. We are absolutely at our best. That's what our entire focus of developing our skill set as officials, so where we can be where we need to be, make the right rulings on plays and end of game situation. It's like a final exam. We're taking a test all game long in terms of our habits and fundamentals, right? But our final exam in close games comes when the game is on the line and we need to be our best, and our habits and fundamentals in a potentially stressful situation come to bear, and we can be exposed if they are lacking, right? So on this play, right, when this player catches the basketball, where would we have a tough out of bounds possible step on the line play, right? Our trail official needs to be aware of that. I love the fact that our lead official was taking a peek, right? It's really an important decision. Maybe for some reason our trail official is blocked. Have an opinion about the play. But when this ball is caught, where exactly would we want to be? We want to be right where this camera angle is. This is where we need to be, okay? The play moves. The player goes to here. We have got to fight to get a look. What's this player going to do, right? They are looking to shoot the basketball. We have to have an open look on the play. In the end, we are straight lined. Video quality poor. Okay, great. We made a foul ruling on the play. What does the game want from us in this situation? Conviction, strength. You got a foul, I have a foul. What we don't want to have is ambivalence. We don't want to have wishy-washy. We don't want to have unsure, right? We want strength, confidence. The game wants it. They may disagree with the call, etc., but the game wants it. That would be a takeaway as well on this play, right? Pretty good. Not sure who was the foul on, right? We want to have better habits and fundamentals so that we shine in these situations. Yeah. Okay. No. Okay. All right. So another positioning play. It's an end of game situation where we want to be at our best, right? Our position on this play is poor. We just have to identify that. We're looking at our own game video. Here I did not have a look on the play, right? I froze, let's say, in the back court when the ball was going potential out of bounds play, and I never recovered from it. When that pass was in the air, I should have been on my horse, getting into position. I would have achieved an initial position, and then I have to move to get a better position when the player goes to the left. So, a great play to look at. Again, positioning is critical. It's the number one factor in being able to get plays right. Oh. When the camera pans to the official and they're 8 feet into the back court, it's, you know what it is? You know what it is? Oh. Good morning, Ted. We need an open look. And that's another thing. We talked about habits and fundamentals. Or we talked about an instinct for block charge. You have an instinct if you are an open look official, it's always your primal instinct, and it shows, right? If you are not an open look official, it is not your primal instinct, and it shows, right? For many officials, they'd see this play, and they're almost like their body tenses up because I've got to get to the look, right? So I think a factor on plays is the trail is in a situation where they are officiating a play, such as the previous play where there was a double team near the sideline, and our trail is officiating that play. And then the ball goes away. Or this play where the ball's, and they freeze in one position, and then they just become an observer, like a volleyball official who's up on a stand. They're in a spot, and they're observing from that spot, and they fail to move. I think that's definitely a thing that officials have. A lot of times in a fast break situation, if I'm the trail, I'm coming down, and I want I want to come to a stop when the action goes to the basket. The action goes to the basket, they kick to the corner, and I have to move. But sometimes I've found my spot, and it's like at the 38-foot line, not the 28-foot line. It's a thing that some of us can recognize when we watch our game video. Oh, that is funny. I like that. Could have written it in the book. Atlanta's snowing. Wow. Wow. Well, in this instance, our defensive coach wasn't in position. Yeah. Okay. Okay. Good pace. Good pace. Moving forward. Oh, I should have. Hold on. Hold on. Let me go back just a second here. Okay, here. All right. So appears to be a tournament game. Again, we're looking at positioning. We're looking at end of game situations, what the game needs from us as a crew, and some issues on this play that I would like to talk about just because, it's important. Okay, so we have a player who goes to the basket. Now, when looking at the video, this was pretty obviously an egregious traveling violation on an end of game shot. Okay, but what also, after the camera pans, is egregious is our, let's say, our positioning as a crew. Now we've got some circumstances on this play, which as high school officials, right, we know all about it, right? Let's watch our center official here hustling to get into the front court. We have somebody in a wheelchair along the sideline. Is that going to distract you as a center official as you're working out on the sideline? It sure is. It sure is. Oy, oy, oy. Right? And we end up in, I'd say, a pretty good position, right? A default position on when the ball player gets the basketball. But of course, then they disappear. It's very difficult to make accurate traveling rulings when the play is going away from us in this fashion. Right? Definitely picks the ball up, then takes 2 subsequent steps, right? But what's missing from the positioning of our crew? What's missing, right? And with 4 points, 4 seconds in the game, this is not a time to take a play off, right? Let's put it that way. Ball is scored. Player calls a timeout. The coach does not call a timeout. Our new trail official recognizes the timeout. Of course, let's take a look at, right? We need to be aware in these situations. Right, timeout is ruled. We've got a celebratory team and a team that's dejected. The celebratory team comes together. They encircle the players who are ejected. This is a chance for an emotional outburst, get out of my way, etc. We need to shepherd these players through this situation, be on high alert. When players cross, especially in a situation where one team is celebratory and one team is dejected, right? Yeah. We have to have eyes on players. No incidents happen on this play. That's all well and good. Right? So key takeaways here are that we have to be in the front court to help on this play as a trail official. It's unacceptable for us to say, okay, this is the end of the game, so I'm just going to take a play off and just be in the backcourt. It's just not acceptable. Okay, right? The game comes to a natural conclusion. Uh-oh. Oh, God damn it. Okay. All right. Now, another thing on this play, after the game comes to its natural conclusion, all right, so the game comes to a natural conclusion. The player slips. They never get a shot. Everything's good. This is a tournament situation. I don't know what state it is from. Why are we on the court? Why are we fist bumping the team that won? Why are we then exiting the court with the team that won? It's just not a good look. I am all about fist bumping players, when they greet you prior to the game, etc. But at the end of the game, it's just not a good look. That's all I'm going to say. It's just not a good look. We can't give any sort of appearance in this situation of a lack of impartiality, even though we're just like celebrating the game, etc. I don't see any reason for us to stick around. Some states, I know the officials are supposed to stay for handshakes. Whew. Man, I'm not feeling it. I'm not feeling it. So, again, another positioning play, right? End of game. We have to be at our best. We have to be in position for plays. This is an obvious travel, right? The length to which. Right, I guess we never really looked at it exactly here. If we look at the play itself, let's go here. I mean, this player's holding the basketball. They're caressing it like a Heisman Trophy winner, right? With their left foot on the floor, 2 long steps. I mean, it's a travel by rule. I don't know how the game has been called, all of the things, etc. It's a travel by rule. We just have to own that fact. All right. Now I'm going there. Then I'm going there. Then I'm going there. Oh, little tech problems today. It was both. Well, the trail was standing next to the coach in the back court. Yeah, new lead. I mean, that's sort of the vibe. That is sort of the vibe. I think some states or may want the officials to be there for handshakes. Is that maybe this is Massachusetts? I don't know. Fair enough. Fair enough. It really depends how it's been called all game. No V says should have been more time on the clock. I think our lead official does a good job on this play. The coach, for whatever reason, player is requesting a timeout here. Responds there with 1.5. Clock stops immediately. Of course, the inset, we assume it's correct, as we'll have on a subsequent play. Not always. Not always. Okay. Okay. Where are we observing from? Right? Uh, you know, if this is White's ball, first of all, I'm rolling the ball towards White so that we are off the hook on that. Let's see. Of course, not sticking around for handshakes, which I guess the vast majority of the country does. Where do we stand? Are we up looking at the players? Are we in close proximity? Are we on the Jaguar here or the Wildcat? Are we at the division line opposite? Are we heading towards the exit? Yeah, I don't know. It's just not a good look. I mean, maybe it's accepted in a situation where we do stay and observe players that there's going to be fist bumping, and if we were exiting towards the home teams, we'd probably do the same thing. I don't know. It's just not my favorite look on the play.
Oh, I don't know. I'm gonna go down
Double technical on number 3, Deshaun Hall. He has been ejected from the game.
Wow. Wow. I have not seen this at the high school level in quite some time. I mean, I'm sure there are events, obviously, in football games. You see players run off the bench and go after the officials. Just bizarre, crazy, terrible behavior, mistake, mistake, mistake. Obvious, there's going to be ramifications from doing something like this, right? But let's look at all of the things on the play. Okay, so we have an out of bounds ruling. The play is in the official's lap. Right, let's go here. Always tough, no room. Close to the sideline, close to the division line, or the end line. Could have had a better throw in position. We're picking nits though. Right. So also recognize if you are an official who the ball goes in the basket, you start moving down the court. You're giving up your position. Almost always it's not a factor, but sometimes it is. Now we are at the court. We have a sudden play. It's in our lap. It's like right there. The ball obviously goes out of bounds off of purple. Player feels they were fouled. Technical foul. Makes the worst mistake of his life, hopefully, that we can say that's the worst mistake you've ever made. Contacts the official, right? So let's recognize what we had. We had a player technical for language, and then we have a player technical, a flagrant player technical, which on its own would have meant disqualification for that player. But in this instance, it's the second of two technical fouls, so we're going to shoot 4 free throws. I love our calling official doing that. He's as far away from the bench as possible. Our center official, possible crew chief, takes a while dealing with the bench before he gets back. Of course, in high school, a player is disqualified. They are not ejected. If the player, that's always an option for the team to choose. This player's upset. We need to get them out of here. We don't know what happens on this. But habits and fundamentals throughout this, almost impeccable. I'm going to pick some nits, right? We've had a player bump us. What kind of emotional response is that going to give us? We have the second technical foul indicated, and then we're like sort of throwing it at the player, approaching the player. That's the one thing that I would fix in this situation, right? Easy technical. We're moving away, right? We're done, right? Then to come towards him, I don't like that, right? That's just me. And what we're going to do in the moment, who knows how you're going to react in the moment when this happens on the court, right? It comes out of nowhere. Yeah. So, but everything else, the way the crew handled things, perfect. We like to see, yeah. So again, positioning rears its head. And just the simple action of the ball goes in the basket, and we start up the court in a 20-point game, possible tournament game, who knows. We make that our default, right? And the one time out of 50 that it rears its head, it rears its head. Yeah. So positioning plays a factor on this play, but this is an egregious act, a flagrant technical by our player. They would be disqualified, and I'm sure there would be ramifications down the road. Oh, I see. Oh, I finally see it. Hold on just a second. Headshot. Oh, God. How on earth that happened? I don't know. That's been there the whole game, huh? Or the whole show. Sorry about that. Let me do something here. I have a play for live stream viewers. We'll get to it in just a second. A ramification of doing this show is the fact that we have tremendous show supporters. I'd like to give them a shout out now. You can always contribute a cup of coffee to a better official. There'll be a link in the show description. I might put one up above. Hey, thanks for watching today. Lots of good plays, positioning, critical. You can position yourself with this additional video content, and we'll see you in the very next video. Take care, everybody. Yeah, we'll get that out of the way. All right, let's go see. I know what you mean, Ron. I know what you mean. It was a good ejection signal. Our official, you don't have that signal if you just do basketball. Agreed. Yeah, they're not too bad. You know, Jeffrey, I think, oh, sorry. Let's make that move. Let's go here. I think we were taking a good path. It's in your lap. It's there. You know, he wanted to go around, and the player said, "I'm coming at you." I mean, I don't know what much else you could do in that situation. That's what I'd say. It's in the rules book, Kevin. It's in the rules. No? Oh my! We're calling him black? I don't think so. I don't think so. One more look. Still has a whistle in his mouth and drops it. I don't think so. This player is moving towards the official at this point. No. Our official did nothing wrong in that situation. Unless he said something egregious, out of the corner of his mouth. All right, Kevin. All right, I look forward to it. Thanks, Ron. Yeah, I know your first reaction is he's gone, and we express that by ejection. But of course, we know in high school. Agreed. That's a takeaway as well, Ken. Obviously, just a minor part of the equation. Yeah. Hey, there's definitely a chance there was a foul on the play. That's not the question here. The play is in the proximity of the official on the play makes it almost impossible to evaluate all the things. You're on top of the end line. The players are coming at you, etc. We don't give us the sympathy foul to Blue when it was down 23 points in the fourth quarter, right? We could be in sort of game management mode. Yeah. So, but we have one play, a sequence rather, for our live stream viewers. Let's take a look at that. All right, you got to have one every season where a player plays the basketball with their shoe. Oh, he makes a valiant effort to try to get it, to put it on. It won't go. Has it in his hand. Swipes at the basketball. Right. We look at the position of this crew. Fantastic. Calling official makes the ruling. Center official intercepts them. Let's just make sure what we have. This is great habits and fundamentals. We got a player technical this. We're going to do that, etc. Slow the official down. Right. Communicate. Then we got great communication with our crew. This is an obvious situation. It's not a big deal. We're going to have any player from opponent shoot two and division line opposite the table, but great habits and fundamentals by the crew, right? That's what we want to see. That's what we want to see. But we do have the swipe with the shoe. Yeah. We get one every year. Every year there's a good swipe with the shoe play. Anytime you see a player with a shoe in their hand, yeah, let's keep an eye on that guy. Yeah. Hey, that wasn't the play. We're moving on to our sequence for live stream viewers. I'll tell you what I'm going to do. I'm going to say, let's look at the sequence together. And I'm going to go here and here. Okay, 5-point game. JV boys, 5-point game. Goal is scored. Timeout requested by the coach and granted. Official says 0.3 on the clock. Going to be white ball. Teams go to their benches. Everything's good. Right? On this subsequent throw-in, they just throw the ball down towards the end of the court, but hit something in the rafters. What's the ruling in that situation? Let's take a look. He's just like, I'll heave it. Whoops. Uh-oh. Hit the something up top. Head coach says, that's our ball. We have a chance to tie the game. Offended coach White says, we're going to the arrow there, right? Our crew, wishy-washy, right? He says this thing, I respond to that. Our other coach says this thing, we respond to that. We get together, we talk about it. Right? When we looked at our previous crew, when they got together after the shoe, a lot of headlock, we have a ruling, we have agreement, etc. Okay. They have a ruling. They're going to the arrow. What? Okay. All right. The orange coach says, red coach says, that's not right. So again, we're responding. We're like a flag flapping in the wind when we don't know how to make rulings on plays. We need to come up together and make a ruling here and know that we have support by rule, what the correct thing to do. This is a throw-in violation by rule. Throw-in ends in one of three ways. Throwing team violates. Throwing team causes the ball to go out of bounds untouched, which is what occurred on this play, or it's touched in bounds legally. This is a throw-in violation by rule. We return to the spot. We give the ball to the team with 0.3. Of course, we know with 0.3 what can happen here. They need a three-pointer. They're not going to get a three-pointer by batting the ball. They catch, try for goal is unsuccessful. If it had gone in, what do you think our crew would have done here? Yeah. So that's quite a sequence, but just really emphasizes the fact that as a crew, we need to know the rules. We need to know how to adjudicate plays, and we need to come up with rulings and explain the rulings or make the rulings so that the participants understand, right? And when we don't, we are just waffling in the wind, and nothing good is going to happen. I know if the ball went in the basket, they would have scored the goal. You could just tell. And then there would have been, this coach says, they can't do that. This coach, yeah. Messy business. Now, one thing about this play that's really, really important to look at. Look at the inset, right, that says 0.3. We trust the inset because this is a video picture. This isn't a bug on the bottom of the screen, right? We trust it. It goes down. We have our throw in. Let me go here. No, that's not where. Let's go here. This is where we want to be. The inset says 1.0, but the scoreboard, which we can just see the bottom of, is striking 0, right? So maybe the camera that is showing the inset is on Wi-Fi or something, and there's a delay. So so when we look at plays and we see the inset, always know we can't trust it 100%. Right? There was a slight difference, and then we go to the end. Let's see. Yeah, so our clock on the wall, but our inset clock has not begun to move. So there's a delay. So something to think about when we evaluate plays and we're, trying to express, what am I trying to say? We may be critical of a crew's clock management of in a situation, but understand there's a possibility. We know that if there's a bug at the bottom with the time displayed, you cannot trust it. We know that if there's audio associated with a video, we cannot trust that it's 100% synced. And now we see the inset potentially not synced as well. So, yeah, something we learned. Okay. All right. Mike, I appreciate I appreciate you sending the play. The key thing is we can't be waffling. This coach says this. This coach, oh, okay, we'll do that. This coach says this. It's such a, yeah. And, in two-person JV games across the country, this is what's the word? It's not common, but is it unusual? Maybe not. Kylie on the book was there able to help the crew through That's funny you should say that, Mike, because this show was sponsored by AT&T Optical. Trying to get a look. What are you going to do? What am I going to do? I got to go. I got so much on the agenda today. I appreciate everybody joining the show. We'll be back next week. Yes. Put the late in latency. But prior to this clip, I don't think I would ever consider that. Maybe this clock that's on the inset is not accurate. So, hey, the brother's just out there working his game, man. I appreciate him. Looks pretty good. Looks pretty good for his gray-haired age. Yeah. With that, I'm going to say goodbye. We'll see you next week. Appreciate everybody joining. Yeah. Let's get out of here. Take care, everybody. Wait a minute. Take care, everybody.